Welcome back. This is day 5 of my new system in which I analyze my Lichess Rapid game from the night before, and then if I have time to do something else after that. It should be day 6, but we skipped yesterday because one of the kids had a soccer game and I had some shopping to do and there was early voting and it was just a full day. So anyway, this is day 5, which means I have 2 Lichess Rapid games to analyze, and I'm just going to get to the first one straight away. I should have started from the beginning here, but the graph here shows that I just had one blunder and then my opponent had a blunder, and that's what the little chart here says. So I'm just going to go straight to my blunder and try to save time here. I know I always say that and I don't, but I'm going to be extra special careful today. I did play the English again. Yes, I got the white pieces again. I don't know what's happening. I think this is all normal, and we got up to move 6 or 7 here. My opponent has 2 inaccuracies, and so it shows that I'm already up 1.5. If we let the engine run, it only went to depth 20, but I'm up 1.2. Oh no, it's running again now. Okay, the engine has settled on plus 1.2 at a depth of 21. I don't know if I click the plus, will it continue to run? But anyway, that was an inaccuracy. And is it because I can... Oh, it's because I can play queen to b5 now. Sorry, b3. I can't put the queen on b5 from there. That would be ridiculous. Queen to b3 or bishop to a3. I guess that prevents them from castling. Knight to f3. All of those would keep me at +1 or above according to the engine here, but I played d4 and it said that that was bad. I'm not sure why. I have 2 pieces controlling this spot. How bad did that blunder set me back? Okay, it gave my opponent an advantage. Oh, because I gave him a free pawn. Did they see it? They did. Okay, well that's why that was bad. All right. Well, I get that. That's the only thing defending this pawn that they're pointing at. That makes sense. I don't know that I would have found one of these. How bad would knight to f3 have been? Oh, I should have just played a normal move. And what if they had played here, though? It's not recommended, but yeah, what if they had put that there? Oh, I can just take it with queen to a4 check and then take this pawn. Okay, I keep worrying about that pawn pushing here against this knight, but I shouldn't be because I have so many resources against it. That's something that I'm still learning about this opening. Okay, so I do get why d4 is bad because it allows them to take the c pawn. Let's see how I got out of this real quick. I played one of my better moves here, but my opponent is up -1. If only they'll take that front pawn. They did. It wasn't my best move to exchange queens here. However, I have found that at my level, I tend, on average, to do better than my opponents if we trade queens early and everything else being close to equal. Here it wasn't close to equal because they're up 2 pawns. It says it wasn't my best move, but that's what I did, and I thought that I would be okay if I had traded the queen. Now this bishop's kind of locked in here temporarily because I'm aiming at that pawn, and it says that I should play bishop to d2 to threaten the knight, or bishop to b2. Okay, I played one of those. They dropped back. I'm not sure where they should have gone. Oh, it says they should have left it there and played this. Okay. All right, but they dropped it back, and I got this knight out, which aims at this pawn. I have 2 pieces aiming there now. They played c5 to defend it. I played a4 to push that knight back further, trying to take the initiative, and they did drop it back. Castling is among my best moves here. Their castling was their best move. I played knight to e5. I'm not sure why. Maybe I was thinking of blocking that pawn. What was I thinking here? I don't know, but my opponent's up nearly -2. But they threatened the pawn. They threatened the knight with the pawn, and then I dropped it back. And they should have gotten this knight out or pushed this pawn forward to threaten my knight. But instead, they got that out there. Well, that left this pawn undefended. But that's my only move. Okay, so I took there, and then I'm ahead for the rest of the game. I don't know that I would have understood their blunder as easily as I understood mine, and I'm just going to go back to that really quick just to make sure that it's in my head. Okay, that seems obvious because that's the only thing defending my c-pawn. I'm not going to see probably queen to b3 even now. I'm not sure what that does. Or bishop to a3, I guess, but then it blocks that pawn. But the third one, I should have seen that. I should have been able to see knight to f3 here, knowing that if they came in, I could have checked and won the pawn. Okay, I got that. I'm going to go into the second game. This was the night before last. I'm going to go into last night's game now. All right, this is the game I played last night, and this one was far different. It was not one blunder each, and then me having an advantage at the end. This one looks like my opponent had 5 blunders, and I had 4 blunders and 4 mistakes. So it looks like I actually did worse than my opponent. Except apparently my 4 blunders and 4 mistakes added up to not quite as bad as their 5 blunders. That's impressive. But before we go through that, which I'm going to do as quickly as possible again, let's go to the ending position. And it says my last move was a mistake. How am I ahead here? That's what I want to know. Even after that mistake, I'm up -1 point something. My opponent has an extra piece. Even if they move out of check here, I'm not going to take their queen because then I just have a rook to their 2 pieces. That's what I want to know. And why did my opponent resign here? What led them to think that they Were they just afraid of losing their queen? Did they not do the math? They also are about to have a passed pawn if I'm not careful. I might have to follow that out a little bit more after we get to these other points. But I had a blunder really early on move 4. This time I did have the black pieces finally, and I played the Caro-Kann defense. And after this, my opponent should have played knight to f3. They did, and I'm supposed to take that d-pawn, and I did. I expected them to take back, and I'm pretty sure I had pre-moved taking the queen. Oh, sorry, no, this was my opponent that blundered early. Okay. It says that's actually their best move, is to take the pawn and let me have their queen and lose their right to castle, and they would still have a very slight advantage. But instead, they were afraid of losing their knight, and they definitely didn't want to give up their queen at this point. Oh, I had a free knight. Okay, I missed it. Wow. That's almost the same thing as in the other game we just looked at. I had a diagonal and a horizontal here. I had a fork. There's nothing they can do to save that knight. Okay, well, I think the other site would have counted this as a miss, but I just developed a piece here, preparing to, get my normal pieces out like I do in the Caro-Kann. But I still have a very slight advantage. My opponent came after the bishop straight away. Oh, and my best move is to put it here and block this pawn. All right, well, I didn't know that. One of the ideas in the Caro-Kann generally is to try to move this pawn, so we can get the other pieces out. Look at all these pieces I haven't developed yet. So I thought I should have dropped this back, but that's what it says. Block the e-pawn. My second best move is to do the same thing I forgot to do last turn, which is to take the knight. So I didn't do that. I dropped this back, and now we're even. Okay, well, I have learned something from this game already. I do understand that I should be looking for those whenever possible. It's just that I normally don't look for checks on move 3, 4, 5, but I guess I should. I guess I should take a little bit of time and look for those checks. My opponent took the bishop, which was their best move, and my best move was to take back. And here, the only way that my opponent can maintain evenness is to take this pawn. And again, I would take their queen and they would take back. It would be forced and lose their right to castle. I think my opponent didn't know that, and they didn't want to go through that, so they left that pawn sitting there and got a knight out attacking this pawn. Well, that led me to think I should probably just go ahead and take. I'm already one pawn ahead because of what they did earlier. Okay, I was right to take the pawn. I have a very slight advantage. They were supposed to take back with the bishop, thus developing a piece, but instead they took back with the pawn, which gives them an isolated pawn. It doesn't have any friends on the files next to it. E6 was my best move. Okay, so what I'm talking about in the Caro-Kann, we've got to move that as soon as possible so we can get these other pieces out. I'm not sure why I'm ahead minus 1.4. Is it just because I'm up 2 pawns? Okay, because I have less development than my opponent and less space. Both of us have messed up pawns around our king here, so we're not going to castle kingside probably. They got this bishop out, which I guess that's okay. Should I have just, I should have just offered to trade for it immediately? Or gotten this knight out. I wasn't going to get the knight out because I thought they would just push that pawn forward. But I guess if they did that, I could have put my knight over there. Okay, well, I got this out over here to pin that knight, which wasn't amazing, apparently. They did move their queen up to defend the knight, and I should have just gotten the other one out. Okay, I didn't think of that yet. I got it out this way. It's still aiming for the same square. I just didn't want to put it in front of that pawn, right? Because this pawn can just come forward and attack my knight. They came after my bishop, and I wasn't supposed to trade off. Oh, but trading off is okay. It leaves me still with a slight advantage. They take back with the queen. I thought they were going to take back with the pawn, which would join those 2 pawns together on this file. But they left that one isolated. I should have castled. I should not have gone here. That was a mistake, because now they can take here? All right. But they didn't take there. They just got out of the fork, and they got out of the fork in a way that would protect the other piece that I was aiming at. Oh, and it was good for me to take. Wait, but when they take back, why am I up -3 now? I'm only up 1 pawn. What should I have played? Queen to d5? I did play queen to d5. I'm trying to remember why I did now. They should have just gone right here, and it says I would have left my queen there and played knight to a6. I don't know if I would have or not, but they didn't play that. They brought it in here. And I should have gotten the knight out immediately. I thought they were aiming at this pawn, but you know what? They weren't. They were aiming at this square down here. That's why I should have gotten the knight out. If I'd gotten the knight out and they had taken that pawn, I guess I could have moved the rook over, but then they would have taken the other pawn. How am I so far ahead right now? I'm up -4 if I'll get this knight out. Or over there, I'm still up -4. Either way. Okay, and it says if I put it on a6, they would take this pawn, and then I would castle to protect the rook, but that wouldn't protect the knight. Okay, I'm confused. It says I'm up -4. If I play here, they take this pawn, and I castle. They're not going to take the knight. I'm up -3 even if they do take the knight. -4. Okay, now they're up a whole piece. What do I have? Oh, the rook. Oh my goodness. That's why. Okay, well now I know what my thinking was when I put my queen there. I'm aiming at this rook. Okay, but it wasn't good to take it now. Okay, I was pretty sure about that because, again, I thought they were going to take this pawn and my rook was toast. I thought I had to protect that pawn. I did it by moving this forward, but that's a blunder because they were aiming for this square. I only have 2 legal moves, either getting out of the way and losing the rook or moving my queen down there. I put my queen down there. It is not their best move to take it for sure. They should have taken the pawn. They did. Okay. And now, again, I have to put this knight here so that the rooks protect each other. But instead, I went out there and checked. What was I thinking? Oh, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking I was lost here. That's what it was. Because after I blocked, I thought, you know what? If they trade here, I think I might be okay because we're about even. But once they did that, I'm about to lose that rook and there's nothing I can do. I had no idea that I still had a very slight advantage. Yeah, I thought I was lost and I just decided to do some desperation checks. Okay. Well, they got out of check. I should have castled. I did castle. They should take the rook and they did. Now I can get the knight out. Oh, now I'm not supposed to get the knight out. Now I have to play queen to b5, which protects the knight but not the pawn. All right, well, I got the knight out, and that's a blunder because they can just run away. They can run away to any number of squares. They chose that one, and that's fine. Okay, so my opponent's ahead now, putting the knight here to challenge the queen. Again, I think I'm lost. I'm making a lot of just desperation type moves. They played one of their better moves, and it's... well, knight to d5 is in there. Okay, again, I thought I would just go after the queen until they make a mistake. They made an inaccuracy here, but then so did I, it says. Okay, and my opponent definitely needs to put their king on f3 or play rook to e1. No, e1's over here. Okay, rook to e1 or rook to b1 or b3. Those are the only moves for my opponent. I don't know what b3 does. b3 looks like it loses a pawn. Says I wouldn't take it, but my opponent played there. And I should take this pawn now. If I do take that pawn now, I'm up -3, even though I'm still down a full rook. After taking the pawn, I would be down only 4/5 of a rook. But instead, I played c4 here, and I cannot remember why I played that. It looks like I'm just giving up a pawn. I definitely should have taken here. The problem is they should not take this pawn. That takes us back to almost even. Okay, they did take the pawn, though. And then I saw that I can take that pawn with check, so I did. And now it's almost even, but only if they go here. But they didn't. They went there. That allows me to take their rook, which I did. And now I'm up, even if they take my knight, which is their best move. They took my knight. Okay, so I'm up -4, even though I'm still down material, and they're about to have a passed pawn. My absolute best move is queen to d1 check. Says they would go here, and I wouldn't take the pawn then that I had just skewered. I would play rook to c8. My second best move is to play rook to c8 now. Let them have this pawn. I don't know if they would take it. I think they might move forward where it would be defended and be a passed pawn. But I don't know. So if I played rook to c8 and they took this pawn like it says, then I could check here and win their queen for the rook. Okay, well, I didn't see that. I checked here, but I'm still up. And my opponent resigned. Yeah, that's still throwing me a little bit. I cannot figure out how I'm ahead here. Okay, what if they play their best move? King to e2, it says. It says my best move is to check them again, and then they're going to go back to king to e3. Oh, and then I would take the pawn. Okay, well, what if they did? What if I did check them again, which I might, because I probably wouldn't have seen the pawn, because again, that's one of those geometric queen moves that I'm still failing to see. And let's say that they played their best move again. Now I might see the pawn because I'm lined up with it, but it's not a check. But that's my only move now. If I play anything else, I'm behind or drawn. Okay, so let's say I saw that. I think I might have. Oh, I'm aimed at the rook again. How can they defend the rook? They have to move it either to g1 or h3 or h2 or queen to h3 to protect the rook or queen to f3. But all of those result in me being ahead, even if they save the rook. Okay, let's say they saved the rook. Now what? I only have two moves that maintain a significant advantage. One is queen to d1. I definitely would not have seen that. And the other is rook to d8. I don't know that I would have seen those. e5, it keeps me very slightly ahead. Queen to c5 check is even. f5 is even. Yeah, if my opponent had kept playing here, I'm positive I would have lost this game. All those moves I did by like winning the rook and taking the pawn and all that, that was all desperation because I thought I was lost. I still thought I was lost here when my opponent resigned. And I still think that I am. Well, that's very interesting. I can't really figure it out. I think I figured out a couple of those early blunders, you know, where I could have won the knight, for example. I've got that. I need to pay more attention to those shapes that the queen can make. The queen, because the knight was here actually, right? The queen can do that. Like the queen can actually move this way in 2 turns, right? And I need to pay more attention to that. I need to get better at seeing those forks. Well, because I skipped a day And I'm not going to make a video later. I'm going to go ahead and do my puzzle rush now and have this all in one session. Okay, I think that's all cropped correctly. Let's just play a couple of 3-minute puzzle rushes, and I'll try not to mess up too badly, I guess is what I was going to say. Let's just go where I'm playing with the black pieces. Okay, don't I have a check down here? Is that good? Oh, that was it. All right, and that's checkmate. Okay. Ooh, this is also checkmate. Okay. What do I have here? Is that checkmate? I think so. And this is, I believe, checkmate. It's given me some relatively easy ones today. This one's a little harder. Okay. I can't move that bishop because it's pinned, but can I check with this? Oh, I can check with the rook. Oh, was that mate? I think they were trapped. Oh, I have a bishop right there. That's mate. And what do I have pointed down there? Nothing? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I have a bishop. I had a bishop pointed behind the queen. Okay, well, that took care of that. This is check. Oh, was that mate? I think, yeah, that was mate. Oh, white pieces. Should I fork with this knight? Is that what I should do? Oh, okay. Oh, I have the white pieces? Oh, I can win the queen, and then I have a pawn that they can't catch, I think. Yeah. They got close, but they couldn't catch it. All right, no, I'm glad I figured that out. What do I do here? Just check on the back rank? No, they have a rook on the back rank. Ooh, I can check right there. Oop, they took it. But now that rook is pinned. Should I just take it too? Oh, I should take their queen. Wow, I didn't even see their queen there for a second. What? Why? Oh, I'm in check now? I have to get out of check. Should I just move forward? I guess I kind of have to. Oh. I mean, I could have blocked with my rook, but that would have been bad. I'm playing with the white pieces. I should take that, I think, and then advance my pawn. Because I'm going to win the pawn race, that's why. All right. And then here, that's a check if I take there. Should I do that? Oh, I think I should. Oh, they moved over, though. I don't know. What about here? Oh, I think it was mate because I had a knight. Okay. Ooh. Wait, did we have something like this the other day? This looks very similar to the one we had the other day. I take here, which removes the defender of their bishop. Oh, but then they could just take back. I don't know. Should I take this pawn first? No. I probably should have just taken the knight. I was trying to make that too complicated. I'm almost out of time. I don't know what to do here. I have no idea. Should I just... Nope. Okay. I guess they got hard enough. They're at 1,000 now, and I can't solve 1,000 rated puzzles, apparently. That's... Ooh, no, I don't know about that. What about this? Nope. All right. Yeah, all the ones that were over 850 I couldn't solve. That's the first time that happened, isn't it? I lost all 3 before time ran out. All right. Well, that's embarrassing. Let's take a look at those. The ones that I missed. All right. I'm going to guess I should have just taken the knight. I should have taken the knight. And then the bishop. Then what? Then the pawn? Oh, no, then the knight. I had a whole other piece sitting over there. I don't know what the theme is. My opponent just gave away pieces. Is there a theme for that? I don't know. Next one that I missed was this one. Yeah, this one I had no idea what to do. Yeah, I think that's what I did, right? I came after the queen. What should I have done? I have no idea. I'm going to click the hint button. I should check there, and they're going to take it, and then check here, and then promote, and then when the okay theme was promotion. Oh well, if I'd known that at the beginning, that would have made it a lot easier. Okay, it's a fork of the king and the queen, so they kind of have to take. All right, maybe I should have seen that. And then after that, it made a lot of sense because the pawn's protecting that square, and then the rook's protecting that square. Okay, that one makes sense to me. I should have looked for the fork and then seen that. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, this is the one where I got the first move right, but then I missed the second move. Yeah, because that's not mate. Oh, now I can take the rook. Okay, all right, I got it. That's mate into. Oh no, they can still block. So it's not mate. I can't add a theme. Thank you, chess.com. At least all the puzzles here that I missed made sense, unlike the one in my previous video. All right, that's all the time that I have for today. I don't know what day you're actually going to see this video, but I'm making it on a Sunday. So that makes sense that I skipped yesterday, which was a Saturday, and I have, believe it or not, often less time on the weekends than I do during the week to do these kind of things. But again, tomorrow's Monday for me. I'll get back to my regularly scheduled program then. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.